Hi, welcome to Bedtime Terror, the show where I watch a scary movie before bed and let you know how I think I'm going to sleep. And for spooky season, tonight I watched the 2015 movie All Hallows Eve 2. Let's get into it. So, All Hallows Eve 2 is a sequel to the first movie, obviously, but it's actually quite different. And it's not to say that this isn't a anthology like the first movie. It still is, but the first movie, I believe, correct if I remember correctly, it was 3 vignettes, whereas this one is the sequel is 2 vignettes. Excuse me, 6 vignettes, and they all seem to be from different directors, producers. Whereas I believe the first one are all from the same writer and director and producers. Um, so, with that in mind, because there's so many vignettes, I'm not going to do a breakdown of each of them like I did with the first movie. However, I will say that since, Art the Clown has become so popular and has his own franchise now with its own sequel. They definitely tried to do a something similar-ish with this kind of pumpkin mask guy. It doesn't is not nearly as effective as Art, but I mean, I don't know what else could be, especially when the mask looks like they got for at Spirit Halloween for, like the weekend of Halloween sale. Like, come and get it. You've all the other costumes are cool and in your size are out, so just grab this mask and make it work, I guess. So that's the vibe it gave me. With that in mind, however, I actually did like this movie. I thought it was quite an improvement from the first one. The first movie is definitely it definitely gives you more gore and viscera, but this movie is more of a thriller. There's a lot more tension in it that the directors took a different pace and approach to portraying horror in this movie. I like that there was actually quite a few children in the vignettes because I'm sorry, grown-ups, as much as we love this holiday, let's be real about who this holiday is really for, and it's for the little ones. So I liked how they were able to incorporate children into the movie so effectively without it feeling bogged down or, annoying and irritating that we have these like children, taking up space and being horrible actors or whatever. Most of the kids in the movie were pretty well cast and very talented, and I like how despite this, these all being different vignettes by different writers and directors, they a lot of them seem to have a interwoven theme to a degree of familial bonds and Halloween from both an adult and child, not just Halloween, but fear in general, point of view and interpretation, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but yeah, there was definitely a lot more suspense in this movie. I would say, the first movie is going to be more of your Last House on, more Wes Craven. And this movie is going to be more like Alfred Hitchcock Presents type thing. Not a movie, but more like, the TV series type of suspense in these little vignettes. Because the runtime is still fairly short, I would say, even with the credits rolling at the end. It's only an hour and 30 minutes. So, with 6 vignettes and a bit of a wraparound, which is one of the things that I actually wanted to nitpick about the movie. The wraparound for it was practically non existent. I wish there was a little bit more of it, even if it was just the viewer of the VHS tape. That is always a VHS tape that's rarely found in all these movies, isn't it? Um, Even if it's, just the viewer of the tape having a moment of like squinting more at the screen or being like jumping because the phone rang and that spooked her, and just to give us the movie viewers kind of like a moment to take in the vignette some more, give it time, give it some space and room to breathe, because they all were very done well. I just wish we kind of had a little bit more time to process it, just like no 30 minutes or 30 seconds or a minute longer for us to be like, oh, okay, and moving on, to fully enjoy them more, take it in more, and appreciate them for how they were crafted. That said, I honestly think this would be really good. Is a good pairing with the first movie. The first movie, you're going to get your more brainless, pointless, blood and gore fix, whereas the second movie is going to give you more of that suspense, more tension, more thrills, with just a touch of viscera and blood here and there. Um, I will say, and not only that, but they give you different types of scares. Whereas the first one, it was all hacking and slashing and blood. This gives you a variety of scares. There's even what I thought was like pretty interesting. The last vignette was pretty interesting for the simple fact that, like, as I'm watching this whole movie, I'm like, wow, all these different directors and writers, and so many things, so many opportunities for people that, I don't know, aren't white to be in this film. And like 2 3 vignettes later, there is the last vignette is like solely in Spanish with English subtitles. So I was like, okay, I guess they, were like, look, we checked it off the box. Shut up and watch the movie. So there's your diversity with your horror. So at least there's that, I guess. But yeah, I actually really enjoy this movie. I think it goes well with the first movie. Um, I would definitely recommend watching this, with some friends. If you plan on like having a movie marathon with just some friends, or if you even want to just stay in and be creeped out on your own by yourself, I think this would be a good movie to watch as well. Nothing too over the top. Definitely not as intense as the first movie. It's pretty much like a safe overall popcorn horror flick to me, I think. It's almost like they kind of like they made it more appealing and more entertaining and intriguing, but also slightly sanitized it from that more grindhouse aesthetic of the first movie in comparison to the sequel. But I still really enjoyed watching it. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I would give this a 4. I do think I'm gonna sleep well, but I did like this movie, and I may watch it again in a little bit for Halloween. As usual, guys, this movie is completely free without ads. The link for it will be in the description box down below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. share with those who scare. This review will be in the Halloween playlist, and check out the rest of the spooky season playlist for all my other reviews, as well as the review to All Hallows Eve, the first movie to the sequel. Thanks again so much, guys. I appreciate your eyes, and until next time, sleep time.